Thank you very much. As you can see, my name is Josiah Mukoya. I'm from Kenya, based in Nairobi. I work with the Pact Kenya program. I support monitoring and evaluation of the program. I'd like to start by saying that one of the difficult jobs I've ever done is this one, peace building. Like the former speakers said, peace building is very difficult because one, it's not what you see. I used to work in water and sanitation at some point. It was pretty straightforward, you know. I count the number of toilets built, tell the stories of how people are using them. In this part of the world, I found it to be very much difficult and, you know, not really. What I see on people's smiles, you know, on their faces is not what is in their hearts. And, you know, in my daily life, I've learned to live with it. And that, for me, makes me respect you more, people in this room, for being peace builders. Thank you. So why is it a difficult job? One, in my view, I think it's because, you know, the root causes are growing more than the intervention is growing, and for that in itself is a problem, you know. Because really, as peace builders, you know, the problem we have right now in Africa, for example, Kenya is in the eastern part, you know, eastern part of Africa. But the problem there today is one of the biggest challenges we are dealing with today is unemployment of the young people. Young people are not involved meaningfully. Young people go to school. But as they get out of the school, we don't match them with the job that they need, and that becomes a problem in the long run. I'm sure most of us will relate to the, you know, to the past problem we've had in Kenya, the terror attack, where Garissa University was, you know, was attacked, and one of the young people who was behind this was actually one of our graduates from the top university in Kenya, a law graduate from Nairobi University, who was actually, who thought that, you know, joining the terror group was a better option for him, because simply he couldn't find a job. But what has made it even more difficult is that, you know, it's no longer the peace building we were used to like 10 years ago. Today we are saying it will take 100 years for us to start, you know, looking at for us to start realizing some positive change. It will take us maybe 100 years today, because the conflict in the region has expanded. For example, the terror groups are really reorganized and really trying to recruit a lot of young people. So what are we doing in the region as Pact and Mexico with some funding from USAID is, we thought that, you know, we could concentrate more on the border regions, because our peace building, you know, has stretched over to be joined by the terror problem. And so one of the things we are doing is trying to work around the border regions of Kenya and Somalia, Kenya and Ethiopia, and then Kenya and Uganda, and Kenya and South Sudan, like you can see. So those dots over there are basically our footprints, what we are trying to do along those border areas to try and, you know, work with communities in those events that, you know, strive to build, you know, a critical mass of communities around those borders, so that, you know, that we are able to contain the conflict around those regions. having this kind of approach, as you can see, of course, it's too bad, it's too big, it's too wide. The only thing we could only think about was to leverage on technology, and one of the reasons we went through this was to try and, like Jonathan talks about, trying to look around rather than reinventing the wheel. So we thought that, the best thing to do here was to try and look at the platforms that do exist. One of them was, one of the platforms we're using currently is called iPhone Builder. And as you can see, it's already an existing, mobile technology kind of platform. So what we do basically is try to do an event or rather incident reporting form, and then throw it into the app. We have around 22 local partners distributed along the borders who have these platforms that they help us report on incidents that happen, and then they're able to upload it onto the system. We see it in Nairobi and analyze that. The incident form is a simple tool that we upload onto the phone, and the reporter is able to look for information, verify it, and then when they send to us, we're also able to verify back, talk to the local community, talk to the government, talk to the local administration, and then verify the same, and then we're able to consume that information. We're also able to map that, very well, and be able to see, what is happening where in terms of incidences, and we're able to do what we need to do. So basically, in short, that is what is happening in the region, and we think it's really working very well. Thank you so much.